Good morning, everybody. How is everyone doing? We almost made it to Friday. I have been kind of turned around all week, not knowing from day to day what day it is. Like yesterday didn't even feel like a day to me. I mean, it was Wednesday, but I'm like, I couldn't even really categorize it. But anyway, we're almost there. I saw someone, I think it was Preschool Granny, asking here about the members live. Yes, it'll be Saturday morning. I'm trying to hit members lives on the weekend for so many people that are like, oh, but I miss the lives because I have to work, or at that time of day when you do the shows, I'm doing this or this or that. So trying to do that. So it's trying to keep it fair to everybody. Fair to everybody. Let's see who's in here. Truth Quest Tennessee, new member. She's actually an old member. This is an inside joke. Katrina, good morning. I think I told almost everybody good morning already. I've been kind of ahead of the game. I don't know how that happened. I do not know how to pronounce this name. Khall. I'll just say girl. Good morning, girl. Gaelic girl, good morning. Extra AF. Now, if that is not a cool freaking name, love it. Let's see. Lisa's Cottage, good morning. Lisa Irwin, good morning. Kane's in the house. Shannon's in the house. Big T's Farm Life. Okay. Big T's a farmer. Aggie, Kayla. There's Preschool Granny again. It was her comment. My memory has not failed me yet. Good morning, Magoo. Hope everyone's doing good. I see Jules. I see Hillbilly. Carla's in. Celeste, Diane. Hope everyone. There's our friend Juicy Tequila Bobo and just me. If I missed anybody, I apologize. We'll catch you in the comments because you guys always have the best comments. Like Crime Time just said, sup. Just that simple, sup. Hey, Vicky, what's up? Vicky's my email buddy. We email back and forth all the time. Got a little bit of a break in the heat because it's raining and it's only 75 now. I'm about to go put a hoodie on. I have not felt 75-degree weather since probably April. So I'm loving that. I did get some comments from you guys. You said that for people that catch the replay, which, by the way, thank you very much. Thank you very much. That you don't see the chat replay. And I know there's been times I've had to go back into the show and I've noticed the chat's not up. I don't know what I'm doing wrong because I don't have anything set up to where there's not a chat replay. So if anybody has any suggestions on what I need to do, because we want that up. We want that up. Also had a really good show yesterday about Michael Vaughn. A lot of you were in there. And it was kind of a breath of fresh air. Well, a big one. It's always fun to talk to you guys and do the show. We had some people that weren't familiar with our neighborhood, if you know what I mean. So instead of the usual agree to disagree, they were getting just flat out, I'm leaving. You don't know the case. You're an idiot. And I'm like, you can insult me all day. I'm not going to delete you. I'm not going to time you out or kick you out of here. I'm going to make you listen to this idiot. Anyhow, it was really strange because, like I said, these weren't people that we're familiar with, okay? Because look at this case. Look at Summer Wells and how long we've been talking about Summer. Everybody has a different theory. Now, some people have roughly the same one. There's still some people that are like, look, I think she was honestly kidnapped by a stranger. But we're not in here throwing down, calling each other retards and stuff. That's the kind of stuff I was getting flung at me yesterday. And I thought, look, man, I don't care what your opinion is. I'm going through a damn news interview. It was crazy. So anyway, in case you were in there, that's not the way the train rolls, as you know. We're not exactly talking about, well, like I said, it's raining outside. We're not talking about the weather. We're talking about the worst of the worst in society, and that's people that harm children. So, of course, we got to have a happy median and agree to disagree. I mean, I couldn't imagine coming in here talking about Summer Wells and the stupid shit Allie's been doing and having someone go, "No, Brooks, you're wrong. Candace couldn't have ever hurt Summer. I'm leaving. You're an idiot." I seriously would just shut the show down and go take a nap. I'd be like, what universe am I in? What universe am I in? Anyway, but we're cool here. Everything's good. So let's see what is going on. Oh, we got Muscles and Mascara backstage. Too much coffee this morning. Bear with me. Oh, speaking of Bear, I'm that bitch Mama Bear's in. One day we're going to get her on panel because I have a feeling we're going to get along famously. Let's see what our friend Muscles is doing. Good morning, Muscles.
Good morning. How are you?
Too much coffee?
Well, I've not even had any yet, so.
That is a cardinal sin.
It is very much so. I've got to go get some, so I'll be doing that here in a few minutes.
All righty.
Yes.
So before I get to comments from the last show, I'm going to do a complete show about this on Monday, okay? The word is on the street. Ladies, grab at your zippers. Human Boss will be back on the streets October 30th, 2022.
Mm-hmm.
It seems he does not need to go to rehab. Now, his earthly employee, Tim, let us know this on the Find Summer Wells Facebook page. Update, August 23rd, 2022. Mr. Don Wells. So it's official. Don't ask for any court docs or anything. It's official. Mr. Don Wells had his 6-month hearing with Judge Ross today. After discussion, it was decided, well, I could have blown it up. No rehab. And his release date is October 30th. So basically a year to the date of the DUI.
How lucky are we?
Just in time for trick-or-treating.
Listen, I need all of you single ladies to just sit back and relax a little bit. Give him a little bit of time. He's going to need a little bit of time. I can't even do it with a straight fruit. I can't even do it, Brooks.
Said, any ideas why no rehab? I guess he did enough praying in there. He saved himself.
Lord. I don't know. Maybe they're setting him up to fail really quickly again. I don't know. That's crazy.
I don't know. So all of that rumor about as soon as he gets out, he's going to something called U-turn rehab or something. Nope. The judge said no rehab and you get out on the 30th.
Yeah, I'm pretty shocked by that. I'll be very honest. I was shocked to see that. I really was. I was expecting him to obviously have to do that. And I don't know. We'll see.
He could have refused the rehab. Because, I mean, when he's done, he's done. So if they had kept him, say, till the end of January, like the full 11 months, which I guess, well, I don't know. My timing's all messed up. October 30th, I believe, was the DUI conviction. So it's 1 year to the date of that conviction. I don't see how you could force him to go to rehab when he gets out. So, I mean, I just saw that comment. Maybe he refused rehab. We don't know with Human Boss. We don't know.
Yeah, and it's hard. It's hard to say in this case. Honestly, it's really hard. I hate to even speculate on it because who the heck knows where that was going. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see how things pan out with him and Candace. That'll be interesting seeing how that does go. So,
yeah, well, you know, according to her, when she was talking to Cam and Allie, Slash Day's coming.
Yes.
So is October 30th when all the single women have to watch themselves, or Slash Day? But I can't wait for October 30th.
Oh, gosh, yes. I can't wait either. Can't wait. Lord.
Since pretty much everybody and their dog is turned on him, what channel will he hop on?
Yeah, well, you know, like I do, people will scoop him right up and it'll be just, oh gosh, it's going to be such a frenzy. Such a frenzy.
I have a feeling a few creators are going to have a kumbaya moment and get him on panel. And he's dumb enough to fall for it.
You are completely correct. Just like some of these creators have done. They've hated each other all this time and now they're just BFFs. It's the same situation, I think. So,
well, sorry, Human Boss. No room at this inn, if you know what I mean.
Yeah. And FYI, Brooks, on the replay, I was literally watching 10 to Life the other day, and she said that replays were just taking a very long time and sometimes not loading at all. So it's a known YouTube problem within the last little bit that it's either taken them a really long time or they're just not loading, period, and they kind of like time out. And I've heard several other creators talking about that. So just as an FYI to everybody for that. I don't think it's anything you're doing wrong.
Okay, because I don't do any settings. I mean, I don't even slow down chat. Every now and then
No.
I remember it. Well, what is YouTube not messing up right now?
Correct. Yes.
What are they
Correct.
The algorithm is all screwed up.
Yep.
You know.
Yeah. So that's. Did you fall?
No, I'm fighting with my cat. I got to go find my spray bottle. She's going to jump on the computer. She's on the clipboard with my notes.
No.
Yeah, she just jumped on the coffee table, and I've got this centerpiece that, God forbid, I keep it. It's a centerpiece for the table. It's not for her to keep knocking off.
I used to have a cat like that growing up. The exact same thing. Oh my gosh, my mom would get so mad. She did the exact same thing. That's funny. But no, you're not. And I wanted to tell you, you ain't doing nothing wrong. That's just YouTube right now. So.
I'm that bitch. Mama Bear said, Brooks, I emailed you. Did you get it? Let me check. Hang on. I got an email, maybe. Let's see.
Look, you might need to start playing that song Blues Clues or something whenever you get that. Do you remember Blues Clues?
Oh, yes, I do, Mama Bear. I will email you when the show is over. We have 2 shows today, guys. So obviously right now we're live. Don't ever forget we're live. This is not planned. None of this was planned.
Nope.
And then at 3:00 Central, there's a show about Kyron Horman. Between shows, I will email you, Mama Bear. Thank you. Thank you for that. Let's see here. I was going to say something else. It was about Human Boss. We'll discuss this more when I do the complete show on Monday because I've got notes coming out the ass. If he is not instantly picked up and taken to Utah, people are going to scream. That's when we're going to find out more about that because everyone's saying I'm just waiting and watching. Is anything going to happen in Utah or not? So we're going to discuss that on the show Monday.
Yes, that one's going to be interesting. That's why I said it. I think it's going to be interesting when he does get out. That's for that very reason right there.
It's going to be extremely, I don't know, because like I said, he's not going to bite his tongue for too long. I have a feeling the first argument's going to be why Candace isn't home. What's the password to her YouTube channel? Because he's going to want to address the congregation, if you know what I mean.
Yes, definitely.
But there's my friend Beck. She said, I hope he stays off of YouTube. Do you think in the last however many months, it'll be almost a year when he gets out in October, that he has had any deep reflections, or do you think he's going to come out armed for bear and ready to rumble?
You know, I've mulled that over a little bit. Not that he's going to have a complete 360, but I have considered that a little bit as he had time to sit back and reflect how ignorant he was acting or whatever. And if he in fact don't know anything, then, you know, how is he going to play that? But then I'm like, you know what? I can't go there. I've tried. I can't. So I don't know what's going to happen. It's sad to know that my town's going to be in shambles probably. So.
Oh, get ready. The only thing that I do hope happens is I hope he reams Jody Sue's ass.
Now that might be a possibility. Yes, that could happen. Or even give Candace some of those very hard questions too, since she's been out here putting herself on the block just as soon as he was locked up behind his. So I'm anxious to see how that is.
When he sees his lovely bride, he might be like, can I see your phone? Because you haven't had time to call me since February, but I hear you've got some dating apps downloaded on there.
Yeah. And I'll be very honest. I hope the two of them don't even get. I hope the two of them don't even see each other when it gets out, because I don't know what may happen. I swear I don't. And would anything surprise us at this point? Absolutely not. So.
Right. Exactly. But it's certainly got my attention yesterday. Now, some people say Tim is making this up. I don't see why he would. Not that I'm friendly with Tim. That'd be a hard one to make up, because if he don't walk out on October 30th, well, media manager just got demoted.
Yes, very much so. Definitely got demoted. So we haven't seen any news clips, right? Because I'm being very honest, I did not watch the news last night. So
nope, I can't find any. I looked this morning.
Well, that does make things interesting. So, I mean, you would have thought that it would have been out, but.
Well, and also you're local. Can you check your?
I sure can. That's what I'm doing right now.
It's called OSCN, and so we can see, unless it has to do with a child or they've sealed it for some reason, we can see who's got a traffic ticket, who's got to go back, who's got communities. We can see all that.
Okay. Yeah, I'll look it up for sure.
Yeah, because we will need that for Monday for sure. So I'm going to go through some comments from the show we did. Today's Thursday, Tuesday. Was it Monday or Tuesday? About Allie. I have a lot more questions for Allie. Mama Bear released some more recordings that are all too telling, because the Allie that we hear is not the concerned, soft-spoken, demure Allie that we heard on Unmasked. It is not the concerned, overprotective, trying to look like mom that we saw sitting on the porch talking to Chris McDonough. It is, we get a totally different picture of Allie. And like I said the other day on the show, not starting a rumor, just a conversation. I'm wondering when McDonough, not that he's part of the case by any means, I'm not saying that, but when he said 3 people, which we know, Don Candace Grandis, and a peripheral person, she's really got my eyes open.
Mm-hmm.
He's really opened my eyes.
Yep, absolutely.
So
without a doubt.
Let's look at these comments. Hold on. Okay, we had a couple of Gatebusters, the show that we did about Allie, saying this has nothing to do with Summer. All you want to do is make fun of Allie. I've got better things to do than talk about Allie.
Seriously, me too. Absolutely. Yeah. It's got everything to do with it, and these people drive me crazy. And furthermore, if you don't like it, why are you still in here? So
I had to say that several times on the Michael Vaughn show yesterday. I'm like, hey, if another creator is feeding into, what you think or your theory, check it out. This may not be for you. It's okay. It really
absolutely.
is. So a couple people were like, this has, just like they got after my ass about the camper. I said it, and I'll say it again. If the crime scene is 110 Ben Hill Road and one of the suspects was asleep in that tin can, and now it's been moved off the property, why do you think it doesn't matter? Of course it matters.
Absolutely. Absolutely, it does. And I don't understand why people do that. I mean, it's first of all, it's your opinion and it's your show. So you get to do it anyway. But furthermore, I mean, I think all of us, anything that goes on right now it's relevant. Anything. Let's just be honest, because we're not getting anything from law enforcement. So when weird things happen, we tend to hear about them. Some true or not, but we tend to hear about them, and they're important. Things are important. You never know when somebody's going to drop that little bitty hint that's going to turn everything to be that final missing piece that maybe somebody needs to put together to finish this thing. So you never know. So it's all important. It's every bit important.
If they know Summer and were in Summer's life, like you said, any little bitty hint, well, to me, the things that Allie's saying are more than hints. They're bigger than the deuce she laid right in front of that CPS worker.
I'm dead. Oh my gosh, that was awesome. I agree. That was awesome.
So several people came into comments. I got some very nice emails from you guys. Thank you, saying, no, Brooks, I agree. It does have to do with summer. No one thought that we were just doing a show to rag on Allie. No time for that. This is about summer.
No.
So
We have to adult too much, don't we?
That's getting in the way of our chat time.
It definitely is.
So I got a jar of dirt. Awesome name, by the way. Said, I agree that these past stories do pertain to Summer's case. These scumbags were her peers. Nobody, and I mean nobody, but YouTubers, a minority out of many clout chasers, are standing up for this baby. No family, no cousins, no neighbors, no one. She said, keep up excellent coverage, Brooks and Guess. Well, thank you. I did read that last part, just to give myself a pat on the back. Actually didn't mean to. I'm just joking. But yeah, how can you say someone who considered Summer to be a daughter let her son go as a proof of life witness on the day she went missing? How can you say the ratchet shit she's doing, and probably has been doing for years and years and years, isn't pertinent?
Yeah. I mean, her freaking son was with him. He was given alcohol as a minor and vapes and all this other stuff. It's all very relevant. It's all patterned behavior that deserves to be talked about, because in the end, that's what surrounded Summer, and it deserves to be talked about.
Alcohol and vapes the day of her disappearance.
Yeah, exactly.
And
very important.
Let us not forget, Candace and Allie had a falling out. They were fighting over getting a piece of Jose. Allie beat her to the punch, okay? Yeah. Big falling out. So, we heard Candace on part 2 when we did Don't Forget the House part 2, where she's talking to McDonough. He's asking about an inappropriate relationship with Hunter. Her eyes bug out of her head, and she goes, "Are you kidding? I got a husband and 4 kids that I love. They're everything to me." No one asked you that, Candace.
Exactly.
Nobody asked.
So they're
because you were
very important.
You were trying to get on Jose. Allie said it. Jose admitted to it. I'd have taken it to my grave. I'd have been like, "Oh no,
me too." Oh, God, you're on a roll today. I like it.
Tell you what. I believe it's pertinent. If you guys don't believe it, I know everyone in here does. But every now and then we get a straggler that comes in that thinks that they're going to read us the right act. Doesn't work.
Nope.
Anne said the behavior and habits of the people surrounding these children. Again, we're backing up. These things are relevant. Surrounding these children has everything to do with Summer. Neglect, physical, mental, emotional abuse of these kids. Basic hygiene and cleanliness. Cannot get that picture out of your head of Allie on the toilet with arms that won't reach your ass. Where is it? And this is acceptable behavior. Where's the basic moral compass here? Disgusting. And that goes for anyone that says that's for clicks and views. That's got nothing to do with Summer.
Amen.
Explain to me how someone who is a key witness in her disappearance is not relevant. I don't know.
I don't know either. And you'll never convince me otherwise. And you won't convince most people in this chat otherwise either. So
not around here.
Nope.
All right. This has really this has had my wheels turning for several days since I heard it. That's why I waited till Monday to do the show, I believe. Eve said, "Good live, Brooks. How do we really know that overdose happened 3 years ago? Or did it happen on June 15th, 2021? I'm starting to wonder. So do we really know what happened 3 years ago? Do we really know? We don't know what happened June 15th. That's hands down." She said, "Mark for me, and I agree with you. Allie should not get her kids back. She is just a nasty person, in my opinion. She is. What an odd thing to bring up almost 14 months in, as if it just dawned on you that there was some overdose when Summer was 3. So it would have been, well, 3 years ago now, 2 years ago from when she went missing. That's a very odd thing to bring up, don't you think? And to just remember.
Yeah, it's not something you just recall that happened. That's a very traumatic thing that you would have experienced. It sounded like it was a big deal to her then, so I would imagine it would have been a big deal for you to have brought up to law enforcement. Let's just hope that she did then. Thanks to Mama Bear, we do know that it's in the right hands now, but this just goes to show back to character too of who we're dealing with in this case. It's the same process here. Is if they didn't report this and she's out here just flapping her gums now about it, then we've got a problem. So again, it's characters around the characters that surround Summer before she went missing.
Absolutely, especially when I'm not talking about True. True's a kid. I don't know how True is right now. I think someone said she's 18, but at the time she was a minor. Kids do not make adult decisions. Kids would not know that a child is ODing. I'm not saying an adult would, but an adult would have the faculties to know there is a child in distress and do something about it. Not talk about it almost 14 months after said child has disappeared into thin air.
Exactly. And wasn't no, I'm confusing. Never mind. I'm confusing videos. I'm not going to say that because I'm going to confuse people if I do that. So just pretend like I didn't say nothing.
We stay in a state of confusion around here.
Yes, okay. I do, for sure. But no, I agree with that statement. It is, again, the kids. I mean, I'm like you, Brooks. There's going to be some people that may not even recognize a drug overdose if it happens to somebody around you, if it's not a super significant event. I mean, I'll be honest, if it's not something that's just blatantly obvious, I mean, it is what it is. Not everybody recognizes certain things. So what might be a trigger point for somebody else to recognize, this person over here may not. Obviously, if somebody's just completely, blasted, we'll realize what's going on. But so it was up to the adults to do what they should have done. And Candace, you took her child over there knowing that she had OD'd, and nobody did anything about it. And then Allie says, you're on my way to your house, or Candace tells her she's on her way, and she does nothing. And the hospital is 10 minutes probably from Allie's. Really? And that's 2 hospitals at that time.
Okay, without even knowing it, you just brought up a very interesting point. So 2 days where Summer is in immense danger. The OD when she was supposedly 3 years old, and the day she disappeared. Candace calls Allie.
Yep.
Why does Allie need to be? She's not a first responder. I understand calling your best friend after the fact. And again, this whole falling out over Jose, I don't care what Allie said. It obviously got patched up.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. And I'll tell you what makes me kind of cringe a little bit, and I'm not throwing an accusation, but if you'll remember, Sherry, I think it is, right? That's who we could not see during the McDonough interview, but was talking. Is that right? Before we heard Hunter talking?
I don't know. I don't know if Sherry was there for the interview, but Sherry's her mama. She had child abuse charges on her too.
Oh, Sherry's her mom. Okay. So what's her friend's name? Leslie. There you go. Sorry. I get confused. Leslie supposedly was a nurse. So it makes me start going, and now supposedly Allie and Leslie were supposedly like roommates at one point in time too, or whatever the situation. So that web gets very tangled very quickly if you start thinking about what could have been happening, why Candace would have been reaching out to Allie. Could Allie have been, running interference and maybe trying to figure out, is there something that Leslie might be able to tell me to do? Whatever the case is. If you sit and think about it, it just kind of goes, it's interesting.
Yeah, very interesting. Like you said, Leslie's a nurse, but yep. Well, I mean, Leslie hates Candace's ass. I mean, she made that clear. But like I said, you have 2 days where Summer is in danger and we call Allie. Allie's the point man. Allie's
Yeah.
who we confer with.
Yeah. Yeah. It's really interesting. It's really interesting. That's why Allie's very important. That's exactly why she's important.
She's extremely important.
Mm-hmm.
Allie is very important in this. Kitty said they didn't take her in, therefore there's absolutely no proof. Agreed, except for that they're saying it happened. Not that they all tell the truth, but this would be a crazy thing to lie about because you could potentially get yourself in trouble.
Absolutely.
She could have been screaming or crying from an ear infection. I thought that too. I'm like, how did you dumbasses come to the conclusion, not true, that she's ODing?
Yeah.
Wakes up screaming and crying, you're going to think ear infection, appendicitis, stomach ache. You're not going to be like, she's ODing.
Yeah, unless you did for sure have stuff laid on the table, and that's in fact how she got her hands on it. I mean, there's truth somewhere in the middle, or at the beginning, or in the middle. There's always truth somewhere in all these lies. So it makes you kind of scratch your head and go, "Wow, could that have really happened? I mean, is that a possibility?"
Yeah, exactly.
And then, as easy as it was for them not to get her care, I mean, that's insanity to me, especially if you've got a kid who's scared out of her mind to hear that be told and all this stuff. She was so scared and all this other stuff. And she ingested drugs, but you did nothing. Well, my friend Allie, you are just as guilty as the idiot that drove her there. So there, I'll say that.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Then I go to this time frame and how I don't really believe in coincidence, especially in cases. In true crime cases, coinky dinks don't happen. Woolston Home, welcome to the channel. Summer may have taken Grandis's meds when she was left alone in the truck. Are we talking about June 15th she OD'd? Or are we talking when she was 3? Did Allie put True up to telling this story and True wasn't even there? As far as I know, True was not living with her mother at the time when Summer would have been 3 years old.
Oh, that's even scarier. Whew, I don't know. Gosh, that gets complicated quick.
Yeah. How could True have noticed this when she wasn't with Allie at the time? I think Allie put her up to saying this. I could be wrong. If True was with her.
Yeah, that's a whole different spin. Okay.
Oh, no, go ahead.
That's a whole different spin. I didn't realize that she wasn't living with her at the time whenever this allegedly took place when Summer was 3. So I didn't realize that. But you're right. That's a whole other thing now.
Well, and that's why we do these shows, not just on Summer, because the truth is in there somewhere.
Yes, absolutely.
Mama Bear said she walked in on us 3 talking, and then the text hit her phone.
Oh, what?
Yeah.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
See, Lord.
Thank you, Mama Bear.
Yeah, for real. Wow.
Okay, Kelly, this will be the last comment, then we'll get to the recordings. I'm not going to play all of them. I'm going to link them in the chat so you guys can hear them all the way through. Kelly said, I've always wondered if she didn't bring them groceries, as much as maybe she sold them her food stamps and delivered. I don't know, but I've got a big question mark. Now, I know Jose said that she brought groceries, but I think she was doing that for Jose's benefit. I think he saw her bringing groceries up for the kids as an excuse to talk to Jose, shall I say? Because in one of these recordings I'm going to play, she says that all Summer ever had to eat was 1 frozen pizza a day.
Well, yeah, and then it just, okay, was it when she was buying groceries was when she was living there, and that was the stipulation, is that she helps feed people. Is it because you were really delivering groceries, or was it because you were living there at the time when Dawn was gone, shacked up with Jose for you and Candace to fight over, and you had to feed the family, and that was your payment, air quotes, that was your payment instead of paying rent, you bought groceries.
That makes more sense to me than, and I said it on this show after McDonough interview, when Leslie said, and this one, pointing at Allie as if you could miss her, used to take them groceries. And I was like, I'm thinking, well, she's a really nice woman. How did she get hooked in with all of them? Well, there's a different side to old Allie.
Well, you stop and think about that. Buying groceries is super expensive. I don't care if it's a family of 2 or a family of 22. It's expensive. So, and please don't take this the wrong way when I say it, y'all, and don't come at me for saying it. But I mean, Allie's a big woman. She admits it herself. She's a big woman. So she had plenty of groceries for herself. But, you gotta figure out, well, was that because she was delivering groceries to their house when she wasn't living there? I'm doubting that. I think that her buying I happened she was living there, and that was her payment.
That
I just don't see
to me.
Yeah, I just don't see Allie being that person that just takes stuff over there, because she's kind of she can be a vile human too. Obviously, we know that from just this week, if you didn't know it before then. But she's not that Susie Homemaker person that wants to take their neighbors some dinner. You know what I mean? She's not who that is. So
no, I mean, she is vile. She's had me measuring my own arms several times this week because I'm still trying to figure out how the hell all that happened.
Amen. Amen.
Woolston, and I agree with this 100%. Again, we can agree to disagree on here because I agree with it. Doesn't make it a fact. It's just, we're talking. I definitely think that whatever happened to Summer, the fact she had to disappear was so that she wasn't medically examined. They would all be in jail had she been. I couldn't agree with this more. She had to disappear for some reason. Accident, I don't buy. The only reason is because that would have been an attention-seeking thing for Candace. If you guys are all on that train, great. Candace was a frequent poster to Facebook. This one's sick, this one's sick. Anything to get attention for Candace. Summer having an accident would have been something to, oh, wow, is Summer okay? Anything we can do type of thing.
Absolutely.
Unless Summer did get into something and OD. If it was something like Grandis's pills, it would have been an accident.
Absolutely. And you can explain accidents, though the accident may have appeared that you weren't watching your child, and it may have had a fear that you would be looked at as being guilty of not looking after your child. Accidents happen. Kids are kids. They're going to fall. They get bumps. They get bruises. They break things. They break their arms. It happens all the time. And yeah, it's a fine line, but there's a reason why you didn't take her in. If in fact it was an accident, there's more to it than just you wanted to cover up an accident, because that's not like these doctors are not used to seeing a true accident. Obviously something happened where you couldn't explain it, or that you were going to get your ass put in a sling because of negligence that you were doing, and there was a CPS case open and you knew that your ass was grass. I mean, that's to me, that's the theories that they are. That's my opinion only, but I agree with that statement wholeheartedly.
Me too. And I can't get over the fact, and it's a fact, this is not my opinion, that Candace has a history of being an abusive mother. This could be the day that she snapped and went too far and knew that she could not get help for Summer.
Absolutely. Very possible. All those things are still on the table because you know why? Law enforcement's not telling us any different. They say everything's still on the table. So while I understand them saying everything, I think a lot of us can use some deductive reasoning and some common sense and that kind of thing, and probably read between the lines of the walking off theory. I certainly don't believe that all these professionals came in to rule out abduction, got it wrong. I mean, I'm not saying that they couldn't, but the likelihood of that's pretty low. especially as many eyes that was here. You know what I mean? They're not only just from certain agencies, but they all kind of cross over each other too. So there was so many checks and balances during that search, and during with all these different agencies that come over. I just don't see how they could have missed something. Not saying they're perfect, but when you have a lot of eyes, that's better than a few eyes. So yeah, I just don't. I don't buy it.
I mean, it was like 40 agencies, and it grew from there.
Yeah.
They were working shoulder to shoulder.
Absolutely. Ended up being over 100 and some at one point in time. I mean, they just kept coming in droves, and which is awesome. I mean, doesn't that give everybody a little bit of a warm and fuzzy if something happens to your kid, and you need help from these people? They'll come. You know what I mean? It's a great feeling to have that you're going to be there to be supported. But there's reasons why they turned up nothing. There's a reason, and it's not because, well, my opinion, it's not stranger abduction. I'll leave it at that.
Oh, it's not a stranger abduction. And if she wandered off, even if she got 5 miles away, they searched all of that shoulder to shoulder, drones, dogs. I mean, you name it. She was put somewhere by someone.
And I honestly believe that's why they spent so much time doing what they were doing too. Even though they probably thought the wandering, I felt like their theory probably with the wandering off was probably far-fetched for them too. But, that would have been a best case scenario, obviously. So they had to rule that out pretty quickly. And I think that's why, we've always talked about, they made a decision on something pretty dang quick. And so there was something that gave them some insight as to what had happened to her pretty fast. And some supporting evidence of something that happened to her pretty fast.
Well, especially if she just wandered off.
Yeah. Yeah.
If she, and also the wandering off, I will never understand why Dawn, whose ass was supposedly at work and wasn't even there, why it's not even a possibility that her own parents would entertain. That is more offensive to them than people coming right out and accusing them of having something to do with it. That's water off a duck's back to them. It's the craziest thing. They're not even offended by that statement. But when someone says wandered off, she would never do that. She would never do that. Think about it. Why the hell would that not piss them off?
Absolutely. Absolutely. It's crazy when you start breaking that down, what we've heard for so long, and you start breaking it down further and further. It's like, this is insanity. It's crazy. It's freaking crazy. I mean, they tell us they're supposed to, she wouldn't get out of the yard, so they don't even adopt the thought process of wandering off. That doesn't even cross their mind to give us a story at all.
No, they are so defensive about that. But anyone that questions their involvement, they got all day to answer your questions, not the right ones. They'll answer it a different way. I mean, they don't even get upset. They don't get pissed. Nothing. Now, obviously, she got, when the thumb was coming down on her on Dr. Phil and the behavioral panel, that struck a nerve. But anybody else, like I said, water off a duck's back. It's just like Teflon. Nothing sticks. They don't care about that. But you mentioned that she wandered off. Oh, are you saying we don't watch our kids? Well,
well, we didn't want to be super obvious, but I mean, it's ridiculous. Oh Lord, it's crazy. That's crazy.
Cinnamon's got a beautiful memory for us. Way back, wasn't there talk of Allie letting Candace shoplift at Walmart? Yeah, Candace had quite the heyday at Walmart. I don't know when she's ever going to be off the Walmart list, when she can actually show her face at one again.
Wow. I forgot about that too.
They're quite the team, those two.
Definitely they are. That's for sure.
So I'm going to play a little bit of each of these. There's 3 different recordings on Mama Bear's channel. Can somebody put Mama Bear's link in the chat? If not, I'll do it while the recording's going, because what I have pulled up, it's going to take you to the recording. Well, you can find the channel. You guys are smart. Hang on. I got a jar of dirt. Hey, I just showcased one of your comments. What if Summer was moved by them so CPS couldn't take her, but them talking in past tense? Well, this has been a thought a lot of people have had, that they kept moving her around so CPS wouldn't take her. Because the CPS investigation, how this got out, I don't know. We'll just chalk it up to, it's true for now, but could be a rumor, if you know what I mean, that focus was directly on Summer. But them using past tense tells me they're not moving her around.
Yeah. No, I don't think so either. I mean, it's a good thought. I mean, God knows anything's possible. And we say that all the time. So we have to keep reiterating that, I guess. So.
Oh, real quick, I got to grab this comment before I promise I'll get to the recordings, guys. Kitty said, I watched a video this week where Don states he called DCS to have the boys removed. He did say that. He said that a couple of times, that things were getting too hairy up on the hill. And I don't mean Grandis's legs. The death threats and the YouTubers, basically everything they invited. He asked for the boys' removal. My only thing with that is, then why were you going to court to get him back, dumbass?
There you go.
Any reunification? And it can happen. Erin, our friend who's a social worker in New Hampshire, has explained to us several times, parents, and they don't mind this at all, because they would rather take care of it square one than have to get to square five and have an all-out removal, court hearings, reunification. Parents can call CPS. I'm overwhelmed. I need help. I need resources. I need services. But there's no, they'll remove the kids if they need to.
Absolutely.
There's
and
no.
He was.
Go ahead.
Go ahead. Sorry, honey. No, go ahead.
She just said there's no need in a case like that for reunification. So why are they going in front of the judge if they're all on board for this? Why is there a reunification if they did it for their own safety? You know what I mean? Why did TBI or Hawkins County not take all of them and put them in protective custody if there was a danger? It's happened in many cases. When things get hairy, and like I said, I don't mean Grandis's legs, they will put people in protective custody, not witness protection. Let's not get them confused, for everyone's safety.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And it's my opinion that when they decided, when these kids were taken, Dawn and Candace both were grasping at straws to make themselves look less guilty because of the stuff they had made themselves look guilty at. So I think that they were grasping at straws, and that was that, he was talking about people being around their house and all this stuff and death threats and all. Yeah, people very well may have been threatening their lives. I don't know. But if they were, it was in fear. It was in just sheer frustration that they felt something had happened with their kid, my opinion, that they had done something. So, yeah, they were super frustrated, and there may have been some threats or something like that. But my opinion is they just made the story up. I mean, they come and took those kids because they needed those kids out of that house. Everybody knows it. And that's the end of the story.
They tell it the way they want it. And even if they tell a totally different story 3 days later, you got to hang in there, because that's all we've got.
Yep.
They're going to continually tell whatever suits the freaking mood. We're never going to get the truth. It's in there somewhere. Kitty, this just gave me chills on my arms, said, I could tell Candace was pissed. I think I said on the second or third show I did in June of 2021, when I was getting in depth about Candace, I wasn't really trying to rock the boat with people so early on. I said, I wouldn't want to meet that woman in a dark alley. She scares the hell out of me.
Yes, ma'am. Absolutely. Absolutely. While there's times I would like to, there's other times I'm like, meh, just stay right here.
I don't blame old Don B for not getting a picture of her. She could whip his ass.
Oh, that's awesome.
All right. So this one, okay, this is Mama Bear. Okay, there's 3 different videos. They all say trigger warning with good reason. All right, I'm going to put my own trigger warning up. All right, there you go. You've been warned. Allie has a lot to say. A lot to say. And I believe these recordings from Mama Bear are very important, have everything to do with Summer, the way she lived, the way she disappeared, possibly, because this is the real Allie. Will the real Allie please stand up? Well, she did. This is not the Allie we heard on Unmasked that we sympathized with, some people. This is not the person that Chris McDonough was talking to on the porch, just saying, you're the protective mom, da 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 da. No, this is the real Allie.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And to me, Allie showed her face from the word go anyway. So I think she showed her cards early, but people were just looking for somebody to sympathize with because they didn't have parents to do so. But that's my opinion.
I think you're spot on.
Warning, trigger warning. It's not us as anymore. She's the cutest little button ever. I love her with the bob haircut.
Okay, she's reflecting on Summer. All right, let me rewind it just a little bit. I know I slowed it down a little bit. So, and I have the closed captions on. Because you hear Mama Bear saying, I loved her little bob haircut. Allie is reflecting on Summer.
I wish we all could meet her. You want to let you know about life of frozen pizza for dinner once a day. And a drunken mother.
She said she got a frozen pizza for dinner once a day and a drunken mother. Okay, if you want, oh, sorry, Mama Bear said that was Chris. I'm sorry. If you go and you look at Candace's many Facebook profiles, Allie's got hers locked down now. I guess she doesn't feel like sharing memories with us, although she did update it and she's got her Cash App on her Facebook if anybody wants to help her out. There is picture after picture after picture after picture. Allie's saying it right here. Frozen pizza and a drunken mother. They went on trips together, canoeing together. They hung out frequently. All of their kids are together. So if you knew all this time that Summer Wells was only provided a frozen pizza once a day and just had a drunken mother, I don't mean mom that has a glass of wine or 4 at the end of the day to wind down. She said a drunken mother, sloppy ass drunk.
Yeah, big shocker there, huh? Absolutely big shocker. But Allie, what did you do to help the situation? You chose to turn your head. This, my friends, is why this is relevant.
Yep. So you sat there and you watched this. You're not the only one to blame, Alley Cat. There's a few others that have come out of the woodwork going, oh, yeah, they treated her terribly.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
I loved her with the bob haircut. I wish we all could meet her. what she knew about life of frozen pizza for dinner once a day. And a drunken mother. Once a day. Well, you. It's sad because the sweetest kids shop the shittiest pizza. It's sad because the sweetest kids shop the shittiest pizza. I would love to know how the boys are doing. Yeah. How the boys are doing? How I'm talking. Nice head. Well, her parents were supposed to get it. No, but they couldn't because they're out of state or something like that. Out of town. Yeah, true. One of them is still hanging out with the day that they removed those kids from the house.
Okay, so she's saying it's a good thing they removed those kids from the house. They're asking about the boys, wondering how the boys are doing. No, Allie, you don't need to be in any contact with anybody's children, even your own. Even
That's facts.
your own.
It's
And
facts.
she was so glad the boys were removed. All right, so your own kids have been removed, Allie.
Yeah. Yeah, and you allowed Hunter to walk around with Candace and stuff the way that you did. I mean, it's disgusting. It's so vile.
Mama Bear, when was this call? I believe this was actually in June. So it might have been before her kids were removed, Allie's.
Yeah. Her friend's mom got a phone call asking her to take the 3 boys. And she couldn't because she was out of town. Why can't them folks just smoke fucking weed? Just weed.
I think she said something about Candace being on speed. Doesn't shock me in the least. What I can't stand is the retrospect where all these things are coming out and have been sprinkled in for almost 14 months of total assassination character. I'm saying that tongue in cheek about Candace, but they've stood there with their thumb up their ass. Well, Allie can't because her arms aren't long enough. But who the hell comes back and says a frozen pizza and a drunken mother? You didn't just happen to see these things, Allie. You didn't
No.
just happen. You were friends with them.
Yeah, you did nothing. 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 I mean, this is why oh God, it's so frustrating listening to these people. It's so frustrating.
Mama Bear said, okay, what she said was, how come they can't just smoke weed instead of that man-made crap? Yeah.
Interesting.
We don't make people do this stupid shit. Nope. All that damn battery acid and all that other shit they put in that shit, that's what causes these folks to go fucking nuts and decide to do this. My heart is so fucking broken.
Okay, so I'm going to pause that one right there, and I'm going to put the next one up. Like I said, I'm going to link these. Here we go. Hang on. I can do this. I'm multitasking for all of you. All right, so that's the first recording I just played. So there's the link right there. Like I said, not that we're surprised here, okay? Allie's no angel. This we're getting the real Allie here.
Oh, definitely, without a doubt, getting the real. And you know what's really interesting? We heard, whether it's true or not, but allegedly, when there was drug tests performed, that there was that substance that was being referred to, and I won't say it, but just in case. But nonetheless,
Has battery acid in it? Yeah, that'd be.
Yeah. And we all know what that does to people. It makes them go friggin' nuts. And so then you have to sit and wonder, well, okay, well then, if this was going on, and it sounds like obviously it was, we can speculate, but if that's the case, then it's like, it's untelling what Candace ended up doing. If she was on some kind of rager, I mean, it's untelling. And y'all, I mean, I don't know if I should say that or not.
Should she say it, guys? Should Muscles go ahead and say it, or are we going to be shy today?
So, I mean, again, we all have the same feelings that they have failed miserably and all this stuff. But we're at the point now where, was Candace so torqued out of her mind that she had no idea where actually Summer is, and where they might have took her? Does she know where they took her? Was there a handoff? Was there this? Was there that? All these things that we speculated all this time. But it is so scary that I sit right here right now telling you that we may never, trigger warning, find this young lady. We may never find her.
No.
The people she was around.
Yeah.
It's so scary. Because at this point, we can only speculate to if she has passed on. We have no idea. I mean, we know what we can look for, and it's, oh my God, it breaks my heart. But the more you hear these things on these calls, the more it's gut wrenching. It absolutely is gut wrenching to think about this. When
you put it in that perspective, that this was Summer's daily life, this was the boys' daily life, Hunter's daily life. This is sad. This is sad beyond. It's not shocking, I don't think, to any of us anymore, the moral bankruptcy of these people at all. And no, I'm not talking about the people of Rogersville or East Tennessee. I'm talking about any of the shit people that Dawn and Candace let into their circle. That's why I got so mad when I read Dawn's second letter last week, I think, when he said Summer should be getting an education and be around her peers. I flipped my lid. I was like, no, her peers are people like fucking Allie.
Exactly.
We're good.
She was around the shittiest people ever. I mean, just the absolute shit of the earth people. I mean, we've seen it with our own eyes, the behavior of these people. So, I mean, do I feel like I know the end all be all and I know them personally? No, but I can see shit behavior when I see it. And that's all she was surrounded around. And it is horrible. And that's all these other children. I'm not just even talking about Summer. It is every child around those filthy, disgusting humans that they called each other friends and all this crap. And then Allie going to sit up there and try to act like she's some kind of freaking guardian angel. No, you failed her as bad as anybody did. It is your damn fault too. Sorry, but I hope that there's some kind of, my opinion, I hope there's some kind of repercussions for this, because I'm sorry, if you walk around knowing something about somebody else and how a child is being treated and you do nothing but keep your tongue in your mouth, you deserve every freaking thing that comes to you and ever how it comes to you. End of story. End of story.
And what you said, which I know a lot of people have said, have thought, we're all adults here, Summer may not be found. when you look at Grandis and her hobbies, picking up the rocks, going around the caves, Grandis could have very well told Candace where to put her.
Yeah. Yeah.
She's
I
the
mean,
grandmother not cooperating. According to her, she is, but she's not. She proved she's not cooperating by that ridiculous interview. Worked for me. I got a lot out of it that she gave to WJHL.
oh, absolutely. 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 And, when you sit there with your tongue in your mouth, and you say nothing. So, and that's what we've really got here, right? We've got this stage of idiots walking around here. God forbid that they're in my damn county, but we got these idiots walking around here that say absolutely nothing. And they step back and want to point fingers, and they're like, I can't believe that Candace did this or Don did that. Really? I mean, just collectively as a group let's just, and several others on freaking the road she lived on, you did nothing. And you're as shitty as a person as I can come up with too. You're as bad as the parents. I'm sorry. And what have you done to your own children? If that's acceptable to you, to another child who supposedly was your friend, and you treated Summer was like a daughter to me, really? So then what do you do with your children? Sorry, but those are only speculations and what common sense people have to go back to and say, because that's all we have to go off of is with the behavior you've shown us. So we can only speculate that what you've shown us is your highlight reel, like everybody else likes to show. You've not even shown the bad shit.
This is what you're showing us, which is bad enough. Imagine what went on behind closed doors. Think about that.
Absolutely. It's scary to consider what these people could have been exposed to. It's so scary. And yes, this is all my opinions, you guys. Sorry. I probably need to say that, but.
Oh, no, we all know, and we're right there with you. Not to add insult to injury or upset my dear friend Muscles and Mascara, does it ever piss you off? You're a hardworking woman. So is your husband. Not a woman,
Yep.
but you're a hardworking man. Your
Yep.
tax dollars are supporting these pieces of shit.
Listen, Brooks, that has run all over me from day friggin' one. And matter of fact, may have been one of my very first comments in your chat when I first started listening to YouTube. When this happened is, what the hell is going on around here? And what this is what we're funding. I'm working to pay taxes to allow people to lay around, not take care of their children, not take care of their own reproductive abilities. Let's just be honest, because people like this don't deserve to have another ovary or whatever left in them to allow an egg to get fertilized. And I'm paying for that, and I'm paying for them to just spit children out over and over and over again, then play victim when the world gets too hard that they can't stand it, but do nothing to change it. And then on top of that, they go buy drugs with the money that we hand them over, hand and fist. Here's what needs to happen, ladies and gentlemen, and I'll get off my soapbox. But what needs to happen is, my opinion only, these people that get government assistance funding, that don't have a job, that don't do anything to try to do anything to correct themselves, should submit to a damn drug screen every damn month before they get the first dollar of a taxpayer's dollar, and they should have to pass it. If they fail it, you're on your own, chick. On your own. That's what needs to happen. And some of this bullshit will stop. Or better yet, we can get our people involved sooner and quicker, and we can get these kids that are under this, that live in this absolute hell, away from these people. Because if we don't, guess where we're going to be? Right back where we are right now. It's all across the country. It's everywhere. So we're not doing anything to change it either. We do nothing. Sorry, but if we have to help fund you to live and you to have a house over your head, then by God, you should have to give us something in return, and that's a clean damn drug test. If you can't do it, piss on you. Move on. Sorry.
Well, we know Allie can.
Yeah.
That's the only gold star she gets today. And Bertie, you're right. Vicious cycle. It goes, circle. It goes full circle.
It does.
But I know that's going to chap your ass that they're on YouTube. They've updated their Facebook. All of them. We're not just picking on Allie today. This is equal opportunity.
Absolutely.
Apps. Let me figure out how to get the Venmo app. These people didn't do anything to help Summer.
No.
Nothing. But they expect everybody to help them.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's why it chapped my ass when people were handing them money hand over fist. For what? They did nothing for their children to begin with. Do you really think they're going to make home improvements to get their kids back? Well, they told you all that because it was the right thing to say. It felt good coming out of their mouth and it sounded good landing on people's ears. But are you kidding me that you actually think they're going to do something positive with that? You're crazy. That's why you don't do stupid crap like that and support people who are either persons of interest or suspects. You don't do that.
Well, no, exactly. They are suspects. They've been named as suspects. Not, I mean, they are named suspects. And Candace sat back and Dawn and let charitable, nice people help fix up their house. You know, they put the staircase in, put flooring down, cleaned up the yard, and then Candace abandons it. We used to say Grandis abandons. Now we have Candace abandons. Just leaves it.
Yeah. I mean, gosh, it's so hard to sit here and listen to this crap because that's the first thing that I think about every single time. You know, I'll go back to that every time, and it's not just because I'm a taxpayer here, but you know, it's the same principle. But I mean, it's like, well, why don't we get a chance to make them give us something? Why don't we just hand over fist? And everybody's right. That's a vicious cycle. The kids have nothing else to go off of. They know nothing else because that's what they're born and raised around their entire life. So they don't know any different. So that's why the vicious cycle keeps going. There's nothing there to break it unless you have somebody who has the fortitude to stand up and say, I will not end up that way. And we know how hard that is to do. We know how very infrequently that happens. It happens, and God bless those people's soul. But God bless the kids that don't have the chance to do that either because they've never been given any other opportunity to do it. And it's pathetic.
Yep. And when it comes to assistance, I mean government assistance, who needs it, get it. That's what it's there for. But when I see people like Jody, like Allie, that are capitalizing, I'm not even going to use the word exploiting, capitalizing on doing nothing to save Summer, burn in hell.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you know what? That's the only thing that I can go on. If we don't get it here on this earth, but they'll pay for it, and they'll pay for it in a tremendous way for eternity. And sorry about it. Sorry about your luck. But people like that do stuff to kids like that, I mean, I'm sorry. It's just how I feel.
Yep. And turning a blind eye, I believe
just as guilty. Just as guilty. And to me, it's almost as worse. It's almost worse. Almost
and
worse.
The assholes are admitting it.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, you see her, you listen to her on these videos. She's just like, I can't believe that they did what? I can't believe you.
Truth Quest Tennessee, who is also a local to you, Tennessee code annotated 371403. All are responsible for reporting suspected child abuse and neglect.
Amen.
So I don't know who sounded the alarm and got CPS after Allie, who got CPS after Dawn and Candace. They did the right thing, but all the ones that are sitting back about OD, sedating the girls, they obviously didn't do anything, but they're loving their fanfare.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And listen, I'm not one of these people that says you can't discipline your child or whatever. I grew up getting my hind end busted when I deserved it, and I have done so to my own kid. Okay, I've had to spank him very rarely because I have the mom look of death, apparently, so I can stop him in his tracks regardless of what he was doing from a very young age. You know, I've done the hand smack thing. I've had to pop him on the butt occasionally, whatever, but that's not abuse. That's called discipline. That's the other thing that's wrong with this world and this freaking country and everything else. We have people who don't discipline their kids. I mean, at all. They just let them get away with whatever, you know, and because in fear of, or they don't want to do something. And if you don't want to spank your children, that's your own prerogative. Everybody has their own parental ways, and that's fine. I don't have a problem with that unless you're raising an asshole. If you're raising an asshole, I have a problem with it.
Yeah, and this isn't putting a kid in timeout. This is neglect, total
exactly
neglect and abuse. There's
exactly
no gray area. There's no gray area. Hence why they don't have their kids.
Yeah. And I'm not saying hit your children either, by the way. I mean, I'm not promoting that. Everybody's got their own way of doing things. I'm just saying, if you don't do anything, it's this part of the problem.
Mama Bear of 10, not the Mama Bear whose content we're playing, said, is it true Allie lost her kids to CPS? Yes, she did. Yes, she did. All right. So the second recording, again, I'm going to play some of it. I've got the closed captions on, and I think I slowed it down. Yeah, I did. If you slow it down, then it's a little easier to hear.
Privilege thing, church thing there. Catholic Church ain't it the same as that Seventh-day Adventist thing, church thing there? Huh? Ain't the Catholic Church the same as that Seventh-day Evangelist thing in my bopper? No. I didn't know. Hey, I'm a Baptist. I don't know. I grew up Baptist. I don't know. We quit going to church when I was 10. Oh, yeah. Listen, I got told that I need to be saved, okay? Listen to this shit. My kids started going to this Bible camp. Well, Bible study one year at this church. Going to this church since they started Bible study. We go one day for the Christmas shit.
And this is Allie talking about a church she got involved with. Kids went to Bible camp and something about they went for Christmas shit. Allie's very religious.
That fucking preacher gave me such a fucking headache. I got a full angry. Because every word is, you need to be saved. You need to be saved. Motherfucker, I've been saved. I saved myself. Motherfucker, I done had my first communion. Yeah, I was baptized. I don't need to be saved. You need to repent and be saved. Motherfucker, shut up. Damn. I looked at my mother, my kids, and I saw her go back.
Okay, so Allie was offended when she went to church. She makes it sound like, so Allie's a bona fide liar. She makes it sound like when she went to church that the preacher pulled just her aside out of probably 100 or more people to tell her she needs to get saved. She needs to repent. I was like, motherfucker, I don't need to get saved. I'm going to agree with the preacher man on this one.
Yeah.
I
Wow.
don't mean in a religious sense, but yeah, you need to do something different. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
Doesn't even name what church she went to. Just some random church she went to for the Christmas shit, and gets offended when they're talking about things like getting your way to heaven. Okay, Allie.
Well, that's cute for the Christmas shit. Why? Because they were helping your family, and so it's Christmas shit. Oh, okay, that's cute. Because that's what our churches do.
I wonder what Christmas shit she had that she took home and put under her tree.
Yeah.
I wonder if she got a free ham or a free turkey with that Christmas shit that she's complaining about.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was talking about every year they've been trying to get me to go every Sunday. I said, you might as well give it up now because I ain't going. Right. Because I work. There's my dog. She got my dog. She got joint custody. That's my dog.
Okay, so that's where Allie's talking about church. I'm going to put this recording in here, and I will put this in I'll link it in the bio too. Erica said she sounds like a good Christian woman, doesn't she? She's even complaining about how she's treated at church. Like she is singled out. And I told my mother, your mother with child abuse charges against her?
Oh, God.
You facilitated that, Allie, didn't you?
Exactly. Exactly. Wow.
Absolutely nuts. Okay, so this one is definitely the worst. It does say trigger warning on the screen. I'm going to warn you again because Allie's daughter is very upset on this, very upset. There's been reports the last year, and people will jump on YouTube, talk about it on Facebook, Twitter, whatever your platform. When there are a body found in East Tennessee. I mean, it could go as far as Memphis and people talk about it. Could it be summer? Could it be summer? Or if they find remains. I know there was a man got hit by a car on the side of the road, and it was on WJHL, and people were like, you've got to look at this. It could be summer. Obviously, none of these have been summer. None of these have been summer. They are talking about some remains that were found, and they're upset. Well, not they. I'm using that term loosely, that it could be summer. It could be summer. You'll hear a very big difference between True's reaction and Allie's, thinking that this is summer.
Morning. The way that girl was treated, you all were treated horribly by Candace and Don. I don't think Don was molesting her. If she's passed away, she's in a better place than we are, True. She's away from the beating. She's away from the sexual assault. She's away from it all, True.
And what did it say? I couldn't understand what was going because she was crying.
Okay, so True is clearly upset. I have a feeling, considering Hunter went with Candace the day Summer disappeared. Now, he was with them in the morning. He wasn't there in the afternoon. That it's pretty much free talk around the Alley house. That there's no adults talk about adult things. I have a feeling that pretty much anything that comes to mind, no matter how depraved it is, I mean, she's had a train of boyfriends all around these kids and hasn't even thought anything about it. I have a feeling it's very open talk and nothing is guarded from her own children. Okay, so this is a lot to be discussed, in my opinion, in front of her daughter. And nothing, people that are on the phone, they're talking to Allie. They're not talking to True. But it's a lot to take in.
I know. You and Hunter slept that girl more than her own parents did. You said that you don't me. Here, have a cigarette. I think she needs to join it. I think she needs a joint. Let it out. Let your feelings out. Oh, yes. Yeah, hold on.
Does Hunter know?
No, we're trying not to talk to him about it.
What if it comes across the phone he's at?
Well, he's with.
You didn't think about that.
Sounds like she was about to say he's with CPS. She probably can't contact him. So she's being asked, they're talking about remains. True's obviously upset. Have you told Hunter? What if it comes across the news? Would Hunter not be extremely upset?
Yeah. Absolutely. I mean, I can imagine that he wouldn't be. And how terrible that you. So she's obviously told. I mean, she may have heard about the remains, and maybe I don't know. Did she hear about them on the newspaper or on the news or something? I don't know.
Well, nobody called Allie specifically, so she would have saw it on Facebook, heard it on the news.
Yeah.
She got True all upset instead of
Yes.
comforting her daughter, saying, "Listen, I don't think it's Summer. It's nowhere near around there. Just calm down. Not, I think she needs a joint." Okay, so which good Lord. Then they ask about Hunter. Hunter was with Summer the day she disappeared, the morning of. Have you told Hunter? What if it comes across the news? Of course, anytime something like that would pop up, it's going to come into your mind, especially if you're directly related to the case. You're going to instantly think, what if it's Summer? Now, it's not Summer. It's not Summer. But this girl's, bawling her face off. Some people are like, nah, she just like her mother. She's just tuning it up. Well, her mom doesn't know that act because she hasn't shed one tear for Summer. But she's not comforting her daughter. She's continuing her phone conversation as opposed to saying, listen, I got to calm her down.
Exactly.
This is the real Allie.
Absolutely. Like a normal mother would do, or say, we don't know yet. They didn't even, because there was a lot of speculations. I mean, I think all of us had an empty spot in our belly when we heard about this, because for the simple fact that it was Bristol, and we know that's where Hunter went, allegedly with his girlfriend and mother. So, I mean, I think all of us kind of heard Bristol and kind of like tied the two, kind of tied it all together and thought, oh, God, I hope this is not it. So, I mean, we all had that feeling. But as a mother, and you allow her to sit there and be, we've got to wait to see, we know nothing, because we didn't. I mean, for a long time, we didn't even know if it was an adult, if it was a kid. That's what made the speculation even harder, was because they never would say anything. So it did make the speculation run wild. But where is the compassion as a mother? I mean, she can't even do that, much less stick up for a kid who is being whatever. God.
It makes me sick. She's upset. Then, of course, we're asking about Hunter. Have you told Hunter? I would ask the same thing. You got to let Hunter know. He's probably going to hear this. Don't worry. It's probably not Summer, considering where these remains were found, this is a while ago. This is not anything going on today. Okay.
Yeah.
And nothing? No. She's got no time for that.
Oh, wow.
She needs to enjoy it. I think she needs to join it. Let it out. Let your feelings out. Oh, yes. Yeah, hold on.
Does Hunter know?
No, we're going to try not to talk to him about it.
What if it comes across the phone he's at?
Well, he's with.
You just think about that. Damn. The news. So they did find her? Is that what you said? Allie.
What?
I couldn't hear you a while ago when you was reading it because she was crying.
They said that they found some remains. They were human, but that each gender and how it happened hasn't been revealed yet.
Hey, Allie, dumbass. So why don't you tell your daughter that's crying and give your son a heads up? They haven't revealed the gender, instead of letting them all get worked up thinking it's Summer.
Yeah.
That's what Mama does. But you're still, you nut.
Yeah. I mean, you never hear her say we need to wait to find out. We don't know if we don't even know if it's a child. We don't even know if it's an adult. We don't know nothing. We've got to wait. While everybody can have an empty pit in their stomach, I get it. You might even shed a tear or two. But this little girl is tore all to pieces. And for you not to try to comfort her in that kind of way and say, wait a minute, honey, let's wait. We don't know. And really just kind of even leading even Mama Bear's like, are you saying that they found her? So she's letting that speculation just keep building even more. I mean, of course she's going to be upset. My gosh, who wouldn't?
Yeah. But who's not upset? The one
Yeah.
that considered Summer a daughter.
Isn't that interesting? While her daughter's fallen to pieces. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. The one and only non-ass wiper. Got to be kidding me.
Yes. Yeah.
Where did they find them? It doesn't say.
And it came across your phone? Was it like a random number or something? I mean, could it be somebody playing?
No, it's from the station.
Oh, no.
It's okay, baby.
Just breathe, baby. Just breathe.
I can't call Mama because she's working right now. Because there's second dementia people in this world. No matter what, she's not even in jail. Like, what the fuck? That cowbear. She did her thing. If I ever see her walking on the streets, I will literally beat her ass. Like, I'm not fucking playing.
Shit, I don't blame you, baby girl. I'll help you.
I got kids traveling over at Fun Fest, and I was doing that Fun Fest last year. True. Yeah. You're saying that, how could she do that to her baby? What do you think she did to her?
Well, we know she didn't look.
I mean, look at her. She's being sarcastic and shit for no reason. There's no way she was abducted or nothing because she don't run her own. I agree. She didn't do that. Well, what made Hunter say dry drowning? Because everybody says she died from secondary drowning. I believe that too.
Tyler, can I have some more coffee, please? True, baby, you want some coffee? I will share. I wish I could just come and swoop y'all up and just let y'all stay here and just get away from it all. Oh,
What an incarnation.
what?
Lights out. Lights out.
What do you
And
mean?
then just got fucking dark.
Okay, so we're getting the gist of this. I saw a comment I had to put up because it read my mind and I was getting ready to say it. What we're witnessing, trigger warning, Allie is mentally and emotionally abusing her daughter as we speak. Okay? She is
Yep.
allowing her to think that the remains that they're talking about on the news, on Facebook, whatever, that they could possibly be Summer, even though it was said that they don't know the gender. They don't know anything. It's nowhere near their area. That would be how you comfort your daughter, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. And I mean, if she was faking, she's obviously a much better actor than what what Candace was. But this girl sounds absolutely distraught. I mean, truly, without seeing her or whatever, she truly acts. You can hear the just shaking in her voice. Those things are hard to mimic. She's absolutely tore all to pieces, and she just sits there and was like, well, because there's shitty people in the world. Yeah, honey, your mother's one of them, just FYI, because she's allowed this behavior to go on. So, I'm like, I can't even deal with that. I mean,
No, I believe
there's
that.
no mother skills. None.
No, and I believe true because
Absolutely.
she's shaken, she's upset.
Yeah.
She's extremely upset. What I'm trying to get past, you clearly here the girl is upset. What I'm trying to get past is how Allie's telling this story like it's nothing. Here,
Yeah.
hang on, I'm not finished reading it. How you, Allie, that have championed yourself as the grocery getter and the only one that loved Summer that you considered to be a daughter, how are you not upset? I put a comment up a second ago. Mama Bear said she showed no emotion. We've talked about it on this show for many, many, many times. It's not just Allie. I mean, Robin, David Dobson, don't get me going on Jody Sue. Forget about the parents, done with their asses. Nobody that knew, witnessed, claims to have witnessed this horrific abuse and knows that this little girl has disappeared. She's missing. They're void of emotion. Then you hear Prue coming unglued and her mother, hang on, I got to finish reading this.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, have you hugged your daughter? Is she sitting there beside of you? Are you hugging her? Are you, rubbing her back? No, you're telling her to let it out. I get letting your emotions out. That's a fair statement, but you're also you're never trying to console her in the fact that we know nothing. And please, we need to take our time and figure out if this is anything. We've got to wait. It's okay to be upset, but we don't need to be. I mean, she's in total panic mode. Like it had taken over her. And that is awful. Awful.
Bad parenting 101. Thanks for teaching us the ropes, Allie.
Facts.
And then still want to fucking play brackets. How the fuck you gonna play, fucking, fucking pickleball in the fucking garden? Yeah, we got the light from the building. We'll just use that real quick.
Right?
Dude, you cannot see the dark box. Hunter doesn't have a phone, right? He does, but he don't. It ain't his phone, and he can't have it when he's at work. I think he's working tonight.
Okay, let me ask you a question. Let me ask you a question. Do y'all randomly text each other like while he's at work? Like, hey son, how you doing? Da da da. Like I do mine.
He's not allowed to.
Oh shit. Well, see, there goes my idea.
I don't have no $5 right now, honey.
Maybe I wish I had it. I'd give it to you.
Does she have cash out? I do. What does it? I'll send the money. It's. What is my cash app? last year. July 15th last year it happened. I mean, June 15th. How the fuck did I say July?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop it right there. I'm gonna link. I'm gonna link Mama Bear's channel in the bio, and you guys can listen to all the videos. So for a long time, since we heard the McDonough interview where they're talking about the twisted tea and how Candace owed Hunter a vape, odd. We still don't know why she owed him a vape. People have asked over and over. Andrew has grabbed the link and been up here, made no damn sense what he said, but he tried his best. Why are there no charges on Candace for giving a minor alcohol? Not to mention what Jose mentioned went on between the two of them. Don't want to say it out loud, but you know what I'm talking about. Because of what you're listening to right here, and that would be the one and only can't wipe my own ass because my arms are too short, Allie.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not going
People.
She is not going to present Hunter as a cooperating witness. And I know they say the state can pick it up. Not if he says it never happened. It's happened in other cases.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, the only thing you can, I've said it over and over, and I've preached and been on top of my soapbox screaming like I don't know what, but these people they just fail their kids all the way around, and it's really sad. It's pathetic. I don't understand it. I never will understand it. Thank God I'll never understand it. It's awful. It's truly awful. Whether this girl is sincere or not, I mean, you can only think that she is. You can only think that she's sincere. So I don't know. Is it because that she knew that they were, there was an audience? I don't know. I don't know if there was an audience or not. I don't know if they knew there was an audience or not. I don't know. But regardless of the fact, it's just, you would think if the mother knew this was an audience that she would put her good mother hat on for her highlight reel on social media. But, she chooses the path that she's used to, which is absolutely being no kind of mother. It's just really sad. I mean, it truly is. I'm at a loss for words. I think I spewed them all out earlier and probably said more than I probably should have, but nonetheless, it's why I'm passionate about it. People, I don't get up and talk to panels a lot, and Brooks has given me that voice, and I appreciate it because I will sit and scream at live streams that are going on when people carry on with stuff or whatever. We're just doing a disservice to these kids if we just continuously allow this behavior and don't do something to actually get change. Then I guess what are we doing? So I've got some stuff up my own sleeve that I plan to do. Not that I'm a nobody. Let's be real. I'm just another citizen of the state of Tennessee. But I do have some things up my sleeve that I plan on. I've been doing a little bit of research on, and I do plan on going further with this. I'll just be very honest. So.
Well, I'm on the edge of my seat to find out, girlfriend.
Yeah, we've got to talk. I made a very executive decision yesterday, so dove head first in it. So I'll definitely keep you posted. I'll fill you in later.
Well, if that executive decision is not to pick up Don on October 30th and take him to Ben Hill, I'm not interested.
I will not do that. Let's make that clear. Absolutely not.
Real quick to clear this up. None of these conversations were ever paid for. Nobody paid Allie for anything. There was no money attached to it or anything. But they're very, very important because, like I said, you're getting the real Allie There is no more sympathy. She's buying groceries. She loves Summer. Didn't know what to do. Doesn't know what to do with her own kids either because she's lost them, right?
Exactly. Exactly.
Her
Yeah.
arms are
Paint
too
yourself to
short.
be a saint.
Yeah. Her arms are too short to wipe her own ass, but somehow she puts the phone to her ear to have a conversation, correct?
Exactly. Exactly. Oh, wow. Wow. It's a lot. These calls, whether whether or not they were being truthful and honest, or they were trying to exaggerate the truth or whatever, it just goes back to show you that um, even if it's made up, it's just as gross. I just go back to that all the time. It's just as gross. We've
It's
heard it from so many other people in this freaking case too. So
if any of their stuff is made up, like I was talking about Jody Sue one night and the whopper she threw on us, it's sicker if it is made up because that's how your goddamn mind works.
absolutely,
If it
absolutely.
happens, bad enough. But if you honestly let your mind go that way, it's worse.
Yep. Absolutely. And I am going to stand up here and I am going to um, beg, plead, whatever it's going to take, because God knows we don't have enough people doing it. But if you see something, please say something, please. Even if it turns out and you're wrong, would you not rather lay your head down at night knowing that you did what you thought was right by a situation that looks sketchy to you? You can lay your head down at night as opposed to picking up the paper or seeing the news the next morning and that gut wrenching feeling that I didn't do anything and I should have. I would never be able to live with myself. I have done this before, and I want you all to know that. I don't care to admit it. I witnessed something in a store one time that absolutely made me sick to my stomach. I walked it on the aisles, kind of processing what I saw, trying to figure out, okay, don't do something stupid. Let's really do this. And I got myself involved in a situation that I wished I would have never had to put myself in, but I don't regret that at all. And it turned out to be the right thing. And, I didn't rush to conclusions. I didn't rush to, well, she's just spanking her kid. I didn't rush to any of those judgments. I did not. I processed that, but I implore everybody to please do that. These kids, that might be the only opportunity that kid has for somebody to say something. And if you don't, you have to live with that the rest of your life. So I think we all have to get better at recognizing stuff like this, recognizing behavior, doing something about it. And, and if people don't want to listen to you, you stand there and scream until somebody will listen. If you know within your heart of hearts that that's exactly what needs to happen, you stand there and scream till somebody listens. Because I was questioned a couple of times and I was looked at kind of with a side eye, like, are you sure you saw what you saw? There was no doubt I saw what I saw. There was no doubt. I absolutely 100% knew without a shadow of a doubt. And I'll never forget getting that phone call from somebody thanking me. And this was a few years ago, but thanking me for what I'd done. So again, if you hit it and you do it and you're wrong, I get it. You're going to feel like a heel, but I guarantee you'll feel worse if you don't say anything and something happens.
No, we're all good here. I mean, trust me. And I mean, Jody Sue, Allie, Sherry, Grand Bun, Robin, there's no side eye. There's no question to it. What they saw was wrong and did nothing.
Yes.
What they saw, what they have said, honestly, anymore, doesn't part our hair, if you know what I mean. It's like, figures. But used to be, it would drop your jaw. What they have brought out is freaking outrageous. I am so glad Mama Bear got these recordings so we can actually hear what a depraved, nasty bitch Allie really is.
Absolutely.
I would not be surprised if when Chris was talking, Chris McDonough, he's like, and a peripheral person. I think there might be someone more involved. It's just his theory. Okay. I actually agree. And I would not be surprised if it was not Allie. I want to know why. Allie was the first phone call when Summer OD'd when she was 3, and why she had to get a hold of Allie when Summer disappeared. I would love to know that phone call. I would love to know why when Allie was talking to Chris McDonough, he didn't ask her what she had going on that afternoon. She made sure to tell him. She made sure to let him know that she was with Leslie watching a football practice and her phone happened to be dead. Did anyone ask you that? Did anyone ask the T-Rex about her goddamn phone or what she had going on that afternoon?
Yeah, you're exactly right. You're exactly right. I mean, every one of these people have a part in this. I don't care. You can, I don't care what you say. And that's why they go back to their statement if it's like any other case you've ever had. Look at this mess. I mean, there's so many theories that we've come up with on our own. Can you imagine? And trying to cipher through the bullshit that people are laying down all the time. I mean, I can't even fathom what they've had to go through. Truly, I can't.
No.
I mean, I really can't.
Hang on, get the Bears channel. I'm going to put it here real quick.
Okay.
Hang on. I thought I should have pinned it. What a dumbass. There it is. And I'll put it in the bio. So, yeah, absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. It is. But I'm going to start shutting this down, guys. I didn't mean to keep you almost 2 hours. It's almost lunchtime. Come back at 3 o'clock Central. We're going to talk about another case that needs to be discussed more and more and more. Every time it's discussed, people think it's like a cold case or being brought out of the archives, but it's a very open, it's a very active investigation, and that is the disappearance of Kyron Horman. So we're going to talk about that at 3 o'clock. Muscles, awesome. You coming back at 3?
I'll probably be listening in. Yes, I'll be listening in chat. I've got a few meetings to attend this afternoon, but I'll be listening. And I thank you guys for letting me stand on my soapbox and rant and all that good stuff. But I'm going to say it one more time. If you see something, say something, please. So thank you for having me, Brooks.
No problem. I'll talk to you in a second.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Pecan Pie said, where can I listen to that phone call? Hang on. It's right here. This is Mama Bear's channel. Are you guys seeing the link? I'm going to put it up again. I should have pinned it. I'm an idiot. All right. So I'll see you guys back here at 3 o'clock. If you don't make it to the show, then in between shows, because I have another show at 9 a.m. Central tomorrow morning. It's going to be it's going to be actually a really interesting show because we're all going to be here and we like to chat with each other. So anyway, thanks Mod Squad. Man, what you guys did yesterday in the Michael Vaughn show, I don't know how you guys pulled all that out. That was getting crazy. So anyway, thanks again. As always, I say it every day. I mean it every day. Thank you for being the coolest. What the hell was that? All right. Sorry for the pause. I was reading something. You guys are the coolest chat and coolest community on YouTube. You guys are hands down the best. Thanks for everything. I'll see you back here in a couple hours. Bye-bye.